Wildlife rehabilitators are a lifeline for injured animals, and we're about to meet one rescuer who's so devoted, she gives the critters she saves their own room in her place. Lamont Baldwin joins us now with more.
That's right, Sonia. Jess Reese has already saved more than 150 injured animals this year. Some were hit by cars, others victim to losing their natural habitats. And her love for these cute critters keeps this everyday advocate going.
It just almost feels like we're, at least in a very small way, righting the wrongs that a lot of things humanity have done to these poor animals. So it's kind of my way of giving back and making a difference.
Jess Reese transformed her spare bedroom into a safe haven for animals in need.
It's essentially like having a bunch of cute but freeloading roommates. You can't get away. No matter what, you can't really escape. I have supplies in every room of this house, including my bedroom, but I wouldn't really have it any other way.
She founded the nonprofit Salem Wildlife Rescue in Massachusetts.
It started a couple years ago, early COVID, when I got really into doing wildlife photography. Ended up coming across some baby foxes who were just riddled in mange. And I was using my camera to take photos of them, trying to call animal control, using the photos to be like, hey, this is what's going on. They're active, they're running away, they can't be caught. And from there, the animal control officers told me that they would need a rehabilitator. And I was like, well, what's that? I've never heard of it before. And it kind of from there, I started looking into it and learning about it, and then eventually volunteering in it before getting licensed myself. I can do squirrels, chipmunks, opossums. I mainly take bunnies, so I do a ton of bunnies. They're my number one that I do is eastern cottontail rabbits. I'll do the occasional turtle if I get a call about a turtle.
Jess also works a full-time job.
I will, in the morning, wake up extra early, feed whatever animals I have in care, and then work. If they're older babies who don't need a feeding during the day, nothing to worry about. If they're younger, I will do a feeding on my lunch break while I'm here, and then do all the rest of the care after work.
That's exactly what she did when she saved a squirrel named Salem.
He was all black, this most gorgeous melanistic squirrel. He had a broken scapula, some very severe head trauma, and most people would have opted for euthanasia because of how severe it was. I'm like, well, you know what? No matter what, he deserves a chance. He's alive. He has a will to live. I would sit there every few hours. I would manually with baby food because he was very out of it. I'd be feeding him by hand, cleaning him up, helping him even use the bathroom if he needed to because he was kind of paralyzed. When you agree to take in an animal, you are taking them in. It's more important for me to make sure they're alive and comfortable. You just have to take a deep breath, pull the bugs off, wipe up the blood, knowing that they'll be okay in the end.
What happened to these animals is often a mystery. Some may have been hit by cars, attacked, or separated from their families. No matter their past, Jess wants to give them all a future.
I just love animals. I want to help them. Their lives have been so affected by human beings, whether that's roads being built through their forests, which is something called habitat fragmentation. Their habitat is just divided up. This year's just been, it seems like a boom in animals. I've heard other rehabbers speak of that. We're having much more calls this year than it feels like. That's the main thing, is people not wanting to coexist with our wild friends who have been here first.
Bye.
And Jess's goal is to release these animals back into the wild. And Salem is now one of her favorite success stories.
He did make a full recovery, which was something I didn't think was possible. It's hard to put into words. It's kind of awe-inspiring that I did this. I could do something like that. Almost seems like magic to an extent, to save a life. You've raised these animals since they were little. They become almost like a part of your family and you're having to say goodbye. But at the same time, that's why we're doing this. It is to bring them in, care for them, and put them back for a second chance at life.
Okay, look, there's so many nice whoop things.
So it is happy in that way, knowing that they get to feel the grass on their paws, they get to feel the air in their fur, something they would not have gotten to experience again if it wasn't for rehabilitators. At the end of the day, you're making them feel better, and that's why we're here. I'm sure there's more people who want to do it, who are in a similar situation, who just don't think that they can.
Jess says if you love animals, you can help too.
The best thing, if you want to become a rehabber, is research in your state the best way to how you're supposed to go about doing it for your state, and getting the proper training to do it, because we really need more trained, qualified rehabbers for the sheer volume of animals that come into care.
For more information, visit Jess and her crew at salemwildliferescue.org. Jess says there are plenty of ways to help animals in your community. Ask your local wildlife rescues if they're in need of assistance or supplies, and only use animal-friendly pesticides in your yard.
Such a great story. Thank you, Lamont.